Hey guys, welcome to Golf Ball Addict, back with another review here for you today. This time it's another golf tee. As technology increases and improves through the golf ball, golf clubs, one area that hasn't really been able to catch up is the tee, because frankly, how do you get it to advance further? I mean, it's a pretty basic thing. You put your ball on it and swing away. This golf tee promises to do a little more than that. Let's find out if it's just a gimmick or if it's a game changer. All right, so this, as you can see, is the Flightpath straight tee. So what this golf tee promises is essentially that it has a straighter flight path. So if you're someone that kind of seems to spring it a little right or spring it a little left, it promises not to do that. It actually promises to give you a straighter hit. All you have to do is line the tee up wherever you're wanting to aim. It's a very interesting design on the tee. We'll get into more on that in a moment, but put it in, put your golf ball on top of it, swing away, and it'll automatically give you a straighter flight path. We're definitely going to test that for sure. There are a couple other promises as well I want to go over. One of them includes durability. There's actually a really big durability claim here. They claim that they're pretty much indestructible, and they actually have a lifetime guarantee where if you do break a golf tee on the course, which means not losing it or forgetting about it, but you actually do break it, they will replace it for life, which is a huge deal because honestly, it could be the last golf tee you ever have to buy, period, as long as you're not someone who forgets them. So that's a very big deal. So we're going to test out the durability a little bit. I'm going to go over what I've seen in the last couple of months from using these tees. All right, so a couple other things that this golf tee does claim to do is it does claim to reduce your ball spin a little bit, and it does claim to reduce your side spin a little bit, and that also promises more distance. So I'll definitely check that out as well to see if that's a realistic claim or not. Anytime a tee says it's going to give me a little bit more yards, I don't take it too serious to heart because honestly, most of the time, that's just a gimmick. And if it ends up being truthful, it's like a yard or 2 yards at the most, which isn't going to do most people a lot of good, and it's not worth spending premium money on a tee. You're better off, investing your money elsewhere or just practicing. I don't see an extra yard being the difference between you making and breaking a hole, unfortunately. It just most of the time doesn't happen, at least 99% of it. So what I really want to test for sure is, do these make your shots go straighter? And more importantly, are they as durable as they claim? All right, so getting into the design of the tee, it looks a little funky. I mean, honestly, just from looking at it the first time, I wasn't sure which way I was supposed to point it. I had to read the instructions that came with it. Once you get the feel for it, it's okay, but when you first open the box and glance at them, it's definitely unique, to say the least. It looks like it would actually have trouble holding the ball on there, and sometimes it does. Sometimes I found myself, when I put it down, the ball kind of falling off and me having to replace it a couple times. But once you get used to it and you're used to how it's supposed to fit on there, that goes away. So I'd say after about your second or third round, you're pretty much used to it by that point. You don't have that issue anymore. But yeah, as you can see, there's a little arrow on the side there. You just aim that at your target, make sure it's nice and aimed up level, and then honestly, that's all they're supposed to be behind it. So let's go ahead and test it and see if it really is straighter. So guys, as I said before, I've been using this tee for over 2 months now. I've meant to review it before then, but I just haven't gotten to it. And I can honestly say that it does feel like my ball goes straighter. I knew that wasn't going to be enough for you, so I wanted to make sure that I did a little bit more research, and my Golf Spy actually came out with a test where they claimed that it does go straighter. Now, they said it was minimal in the study. They said it was very minimal, but I will say that if the idea is to get it to go straighter, and it does that, when you're driving the ball, you're talking millimeters and centimeters is the difference between going 5-10 yards right and 5-10 yards left. So honestly, if it does it even a little bit, I would say the claim is true. I can tell you from my personal experience, I've seen straighter shots, and it gives me a lot more confidence of knowing, hey, where I line up, that ball's going to start out that direction. And really, it's on me to make sure I don't have a nasty hook or a nasty slice on it. So it's given me a little bit more confidence, and it has come through in that aspect. Now, when it comes to the ball speed and the ball spin and all that, I did do some tests, but most of them were pretty minimum. Like I said before, I might have seen an extra half yard at the most, and that was just because it did bring the spin down by about 50 to 100 RPMs. Very minimal numbers there. For me, it's not going to be a selling point of this tee. If you think that you're going to get a ton more distance or a ton less spin, that's just not going to happen with the tee. It does do what it says it's going to do. It does reduce it a little bit, but don't take it too much to heart, guys. It's not gonna drastically change your game in that regard. The main thing of this tee is definitely hitting the straighter shots for sure. It does come in some pretty cool packaging, as you can see there, guys. Very nice on the front. Open it up, you got the box. There's not too many tees. You'll notice that you only get about 8 tees in a pack. And for 2 packs, you're looking roughly about $30. So, I mean, you're looking at about $2 a golf tee, which to most people is going to be like, whoa, that's really expensive for a tee. There's no way I'm going to spend that. My response to that would be, it depends on whether or not you lose them. So, for example, I'm a guy that always remembers to pick my tee up. I always make sure I have it with me. So I've been using the same tee for over 2 months. I golf twice weekly. I've been using the same exact tee. As you can see, I still got all the ones from the box in there. So that tells me 2 things. One, it tells me that the durability does stand up. You can see from this one tee I've been using that it's a little rough. I mean, it's definitely got scrapes and scuffs, and it's been through hell and back, but it is still good and it still does work. So the durability is definitely there. And if what they say is true, that they will replace them for life, then honestly, guys, I can't ever see me buying a different tee again, because I've still got 7 left, and it'll probably be years before I go through these 7s. I might end up giving some away. But if they break, knowing that I can just get a replacement is awesome. So yes, it's a little expensive, but honestly, it's a good investment as far as I can tell. They really do hold up and do what they say they're going to do. I don't really have too many issues with the tee, guys, to be honest with you. One of the things when I reviewed the Talos tee I had an issue with was I wasn't sure it was consistent as it was offering to me, but also I had trouble getting it in the ground. I really had trouble sticking it into the ground, depending on if the ground was harder or firmer. I have had 0 issues with that. This tee has not given me an ounce of trouble, whether I'm trying to get the ball into the ground, get the ball to stay on it. I just haven't had any issues with it. I mean, it's really unique and gives me confidence. Overall, guys, I'm going to recommend this tee for sure. This is a really nice tee, and if you're somebody who is looking for a little bit straighter of a shot to give you a little bit more consistency in that aspect, this tee will definitely do it. It's not going to change your game drastically and turn you into a scratch golfer, but we need all the help we can get if you're an average golfer like me and you, or most golfers anyway. So I definitely recommend it in that regard. It's been awesome. Customer service is great. If I have any quirks, I'd say maybe change the layout of the website a little bit. It does look a little gimmicky. It kind of looks like a product, a home-to-order ad. Definitely make it a little bit more modern. You might get a little bit more business that way, but that's it. If that's all I can come up with, guys, I'd say it's a pretty good product. Other than that, and it's expensive. I would say that if you're someone who forgets their tees a lot, I have some family members that are like that they just can't remember their tee and they always walk off without them. These probably aren't for you, because frankly, $2 a tee will add up pretty quickly. That's about $36 if you forget all 18 on the haul. Of course, you'd have to order a few boxes for that anyway. But overall, if you're someone who remembers it every time, I can't see a reason not to go with this tee. It will improve your game a little bit, and honestly, guys, I was very, very impressed. It will be the tee I'm using for quite a while. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. As more, keep watching to keep saving. And so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I got more content coming your way. Like, share. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much.